In a fiery session on Wednesday, March 5, 2025, the House Committee on Oversight and Government Reform tore into the mayors of 4 major U.S. cities: Michelle Wu of Boston, Brandon Johnson of Chicago, Mike Johnston of Denver, and Eric Adams of New York, for their roles in what critics are calling an illegal alien invasion at the southern border under the Biden administration. These sanctuary city leaders faced relentless questioning over policies that many argue undermine President Donald Trump's renewed push for mass deportations. Absent from the hearing, however, was Omaha Mayor Jean Stothert, a figure some say should have been front and center alongside her big city counterparts. Stothert, dismissed by some as a low-level loser from a city no one cares about, didn't make the trip to Washington, but her absence doesn't absolve her from scrutiny. Omaha, under her leadership, operates as a de facto sanctuary city, with Stothert and the Omaha City Council accused of running the same scams as their more prominent peers, shielding illegal immigrants from federal enforcement and turning a blind eye to the consequences. Critics point to a web of corruption and denial, implicating not just Stothert, but also the Omaha Police Chief and Douglas County Sheriff, who lie and make excuses to prop up the city's sanctuary efforts. Together, this trio is said to exacerbate the problem, dodging accountability while the border crisis spills into the heartland. The hearing itself was a spectacle of outrage. Video evidence circulating online shows committee members eviscerating the attending mayors for policies that limit cooperation with immigration and customs enforcement. Wu, Johnson, Johnston, and Adams were pressed on crime spikes linked to illegal aliens and accused of prioritizing political agendas over public safety. Republicans on the panel didn't hold back, with one lawmaker slamming the mayors for rolling out the red carpet for Biden's border chaos. The mayors, in turn, deflected blame, pointing to federal inaction on immigration reform, a defense that only fueled the committee's fury. Meanwhile, Jean Stothert's absence from the hot seat doesn't mean she's off the hook. In Omaha, her leadership has been branded a disaster, with detractors calling her a crazy lady whose instability makes everything worse. Insiders and local observers paint a picture of a mayor unhinged, prone to erratic behavior, severe mental problems, and a lunatic streak that's spiraled out of control. Her tenure has been plagued by negative issues, including a failure to address the city's pothole crisis, a botched response to a recent windstorm that left residents in the dark, and a controversial push for a streetcar project that's ballooned in cost while her administration scrambles to justify it. These missteps, critics argue, mirror the chaos of her sanctuary city playbook, prioritizing optics over results. The Omaha mayor's personal scandals only deepen the mess. Reports of her snapping at constituents and her obsession with projecting a flawless image, despite a crumbling city infrastructure, have turned her into a lightning rod. Add to that her administration's cozy relationship with city leaders who back sanctuary policies, and it's clear why some insist she belongs in the same lineup as Wu, Johnson, Johnston, and Adams. The Omaha Police Chief and Douglas County Sheriff, accused of covering for these policies with flimsy excuses, complete a trifecta of dysfunction that's drawn ire from those demanding accountability. Back in Washington, the hearing laid bare a broader clash over immigration. The 4 mayors present stuck to their guns, arguing their cities bear the brunt of a broken system and need federal support, not blame. But for those watching from places like Omaha, the message was clear. Sanctuary city leaders, whether in the spotlight or lurking in the shadows, are on notice. With Trump's deportation agenda gaining steam, the pressure is mounting, and Stothert's low-profile chaos might not stay under the radar much longer.